What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, I'm going to be going over the Rising of the Shield Hero collab coming to Grand Cross this coming Tuesday on Global Grand Cross, and going over should you be summoning on the banner when it comes to Global. So let's hop into the video. Alrighty, guys, so what we'll do it in the order I usually do it. So we'll go over the banner itself, the characters, and then we'll talk about the pity, and then, you know, yeah, we'll get to it. So let's talk about it. So first things first, banner. Okay, so we have all four of the brand new heroes. We have Kizuna, Filo, Raphtalia, and Naofumi. So they're all going to be 0.25% on the banner, totaling up to a 1% featured on a 3% rates banner. We also have Blue Team Meliodas, Matrona Diane, the tank one, Escanor, Green Escanor, Blue Lilia, the original one, Red Roxy, which I actually do need surprisingly, Blue Ludo, Blue Tarmiel, Red Sariel, Red Excalibur Arthur, Red Sigurd, Miguelda, and Freyr. So this banner, like for a collab banner, it's actually not bad. You know what I mean? In terms of the filler, like compared to a lot of other collab banners, they just be putting like all the regular coin shop sins and that's about it, or just like the regular sins. But this one at least has like Freyr, Miguelda, Sigurd, Excalibur Arthur, the what's it called, the Archangel Lynx. Like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Okay, so that's the banner itself. The 300 pity is going to be an 8.3% chance at each of the featured characters, with a 5.5% chance for the rest of the featured characters. So that's going to be available. And then on the 600 pity, you're able to pick one of the brand new 4 collab characters. So one thing to take into account is that Kizuna is free to play. So you would only have to pick one of these 3 characters right here, Filo, Raphtalia, or Naofumi. Because you will just get Kizuna free through the mission. So yeah, that's basically that in terms of the banner, guys. It's going to be the 3% raid, 600 pity banner. Now let's move over to GC database and we'll talk about their character kits, and then we'll move back to Grand Cross and we'll talk about if you should be summoning on the banner. Alright, guys, so I have all 4 of the brand new characters pulled up on GC database. Now let's talk about all 4 of their kits and go over everything you need to know about them so you are informed when you're summoning on the banner. So this is going to be Kazuyama Kizuna, the hunting hero from the from Rising of the Shield Hero 2nd season. So passive and unique here, big catch in PvE. If the hero damages an enemy on the allies turn, ranks up all the hero's cards and removes all debuffs from allies. So that's going to be her passive right there. For her Holy Relic, when the hero's skills are ranked up, increase all allies attack related stats by 30% for 2 turns, which is really, really good. Very nice increase right there with the attack related. For her skills here, she's going to have Pierce AoE. So it's going to be the exact same card as Trader Melly, Blue Team Meliodas, all those types of characters, right? AoE, Pierce. So that's going to be available. And then we have right here, it's going to be the second card right there is going to be the basic stat increase. So this is the same as Red Arthur, right? So the one you use in like death matches and stuff, same card right here. So basic stats increase on one ally 20%, all allies 20%, and then removes debuffs, grant basic stats 30%, grant debuff immunity 3 turns. So literally the exact same card. And what you can do with her is you can do one attack and then do this, right? And then it's gonna give you the buffs, right, on the rank 2 at the very least. Moving on here to her ultimate. This ultimate's actually going to be the same ultimate as Summer Diane and Ragnarok Diane. So it's going to be increasing all allies damage by 7% for 2 turns and inflicts damage equal to 400% of attack on all enemies. And the damage multiplier can scale up to 42% increase and 600% damage AoE, which is very, very strong. So that's going to be the Kizuna character right there. Moving on, we have Raphtalia here. So Raphtalia is going to be a defense scaling blue unit, basically. Yeah, so let's talk about her passive and then her Holy Relic. We'll go over the kit. So at the start of the battle, increases all allies max HP by 300% of the hero's defense. If all allies participating in the battle are the same attribute, reduces allies damage taken by 30%. So that's going to be Raphtalia's passive right there. For her Holy Relic, when an ally assumes a stance, increases damage dealt by allies participating in the battle by 40%, which is very, very strong. Moving on here onto her cards, we have the first card, which is going to be Flood damage based scaling off defense. So Flood is going to be 0.8% additional damage for each remaining HP. And as you guys can see, it says scaling on defense, not attack. So that's going to be right there. And then she also has a Sever card, which is going to be Sever single target, right? But it's only 300% of defense. I guess they didn't want to do, I thought this was AoE, but it says only 300%, right? So it's a little, you know, a little weird. But yeah, so this is going to be single target, scaling through defense, but sever, which is ×3 crit chance, right? So that's going to be the scaling right there. And then her ultimate here is actually going to be Assault Mode Meliodas' ultimate, but scaling off of defense. So as you can see, increase basic stats by 50% for 3 turns, inflicts damage equal to 320% of defense to on all enemies right there. And then this scales up to 490% of attack. So I guess the multiplier scaling is a little bit less than Assault Melee, but it goes up to 490. I think Assault Melee is like 520 at 6'6". But yeah, that's just the general take for Raphtalia there. Moving on, we have Naofumi. So Naofumi is going to be the main character of the Rising of the Shield Hero collab. Let's talk about his information. So for his passive right here, when the hero assumes a stance at the start of the battle, increase all allies' basic stats by 30% of the hero's defense. When the hero takes damage from enemy skills on the enemy's turn, applies 1 Proof of Wrath on the hero up to a maximum of 6 for every Proof of Wrath. Increases the hero's all target skill damage by 35%. So that's going to be, you know, Naofumi's passive right there. Moving on for his Holy Relic, when the hero's HP hits 0, recover HP by 350% of the hero's defense limit 1 time. So he got the, you know, the recover right there. So he's actually able to revive and get, it's basically like half health revive, which is really crazy. But yeah, it's going to be Naofumi's Holy Relic right there. In terms of his skill here, we got assuming a stance which taunts enemies and increases defense related stats by 80% for 2 turns, removes all debuffs and only 1 debuff can be on the hero, which is actually pretty good, and it's the exact same effect through all ranks, only changing the defense related stat increase, and this is a stance skill, which is something to take into account. Moving on, we have inflicting damage equal to 275% of defense on all enemies, applies Curse for 3 turns, which Curse is actually going to prevent ultimate move gauge from filling up for 2 turns on enemies who did not use a skill. So if you're trying to ult rush and you don't attack onto the enemy, like you're playing Assault Melee and you move your cards, that's actually not going to work. You're not going to be able to push your ultimate. Moving on to his ultimate here, decreases all stats of one enemy by 5% for 2 turns, inflicts wrath damage equal to 480% of defense on the enemy. Wrath is going to be 5% damage per Proof of Wrath. And so in terms of the multiplier right here, the damage itself can go up to 720% single target, and the Wrath multiplier can go up to 30% extra damage, right? So that's going to be Naofumi right there. Moving on, we have Filo. This is probably the most anticipated character from the collab in terms of her character kit. Let's talk about it and go over what she's able to do. So first things first, her passive, when ally damages an enemy with a skill, for every debuff on the enemy, ignores 8% crit resistance and crit defense if there are 5 or more debuffs on the enemy. Increases hero's single target attack skill damage excluding ultimate moves by 60%. Limit 5 times for the crit resistance and crit defense debuff. And then in terms of her Holy Relic here, for every debuff on the enemy, increases the hero's attack related stats by 3% up to 15 times. So you get what? What is that? 45% attack related from her Holy Relic, right? If I'm getting that right? Yeah, 3 times 15. That's a lot. That's actually a lot on top of all of this, with like negating like 60%. Or no, it's 40% crit resistance, crit defense negating, and then skill damage is increased by 60%. Actually broken. Moving on to her first skill here, it's going to inflict weak point damage equal to 185% of attack on all enemies. Weak point is triple damage against debuffed enemies. Her second skill here is actually going to be the stun ability, same as Goddess Elizabeth. So as you can see, single target 200%, cancel stances on one enemy and inflicts 200% of attack stunning for 1 turn, 250% of attack stuns for 2 turns. So that's going to be the skills right there. Moving on to her ultimate, decreases all enemies' HP related stats by 5% for 2 turns and inflicts damage equal to 630% of attack on one enemy. So this is going to be the same as, I think this is the same as Festival Zeldris, right? 945% of attack at 6 out of 6, and the debuff multiplier is going to be 25% at 6 out of 6 as well. So it goes up from 5% all the way to the 25% right there. And then at rank 5, rank 6, debuff lasts 3 turns. So at 5 out of 6 and 6 out of 6, it's going to be 3 turn debuff, not a 2 turn. So that's going to be all the characters coming with the not ReZero, bro. I always get this mixed up, Rising of the Shield Hero collab. So now that we've kind of talked about all their character kits, let's move back to the game and let's discuss if you should be summoning on the banner. Alright guys, we're back on the banner. Now, should you be summoning on this banner when it comes to global? In my opinion, it really just depends on if you really like the characters from the collab. If you like Rising of the Shield Hero, then I would say summon, because a lot of the characters on this banner have good value. Let's talk about it. So Filo is going to be a really good DPS on any team, any debuff team, right? Kizuna is a really good PvE unit, able to be used on demons and also Labyrinth. And on Labyrinth, she's really good. And then Raphtalia and Naofumi are going to be kind of like a new type of defense meta, mono blue defense meta. So if you want to pull for them, you know, by all means, if you feel like you can run their team, if you want to build them like full defense gear and set them up, then you definitely can, right? And in terms of the filler on the banner, I mean, it's not too bad. Freyr Magelda, right? Sigurd, Excalibur, Arthur, the Archangel Links, not too bad. And then you have like, yeah, I'd say that's about it. But in terms of the banner itself, like, that's not bad value from a collab, right? These are all 4 new characters. So let's say you summon on the banner and you already have Kizuna, you go all the way to the 600. You could pick Filo and you would do fine, right? Like, she's probably the strongest character from this collab, so you could definitely use her. But even if you, like, let's say you're on the way, 300 you get like Raphtalia, okay, and then 600 you get Filo, you're only missing Naofumi. Like, that's solid. You have 3 of the 4 collab heroes. That's gonna be box CC regardless, and that's still really good. So yeah, man, that's what I would say. Like, if you really like the characters from the collab, summon on the banner. But remember that New Year's we're going to be getting a festival. Probably end of November we'll be getting a festival too. So like end of November, beginning of December, we'll have a festival, and then we'll have a New Year's festival, which is going to be like how they did last year with Festival King and Trader Meliodas. It's going to be something kind of like that. So stay tuned, guys. I would probably say if you don't necessarily care about the characters, you can skip this collab. Kizuna is going to be free, so you will be able to use her, and I think she's probably the most, like, you know, not like the best character from this collab, but because she's the free one, she's actually a really solid free-to-play unit. So yeah, man, that's what I would say. But that's my opinion right there. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.